Good morning. I know some people from Australia. I always thought they were cool, like extra cool, these people that I know. I had this idea about Australia. This is a cool country with cool people. And then I was very surprised when COVID hit Australia, because it was insane in Australia, maybe the worst country. All of a sudden you had bureaucrats and politicians coming up, and they were sort of competing against each other on who could be the craziest one, right? So I was very surprised to see this. Now I thought maybe when COVID sort of fades away, maybe Australia will go back to being a bit cool. But maybe not, because I saw this thing. This is so ridiculous. Right, so it's a submission to the Australian Senate from the Australian Human Rights Commission. I'll just read this to you. It's about the climate. It's about the weather. This is what they say. The submission recognizes that climate-related misinformation and disinformation potentially diminishes human rights by undermining informed public debate. This is way up there on the crazy scale, isn't it? Well, I think so. They make it into a human rights issue. Now, we should tell you who you can listen to. We will tell you what you can say. Well, they are doing it now, aren't they? But now also about the climate, about the weather. Say, you can't disagree with the narrative coming from us, right? And this is about, we are protecting your human rights. Well, I don't know what to say. You know, in the UK, also here in Sweden, but UK, very bad. You can't say anything about Islam or immigration, right? They're really doing it. You know, when people grew up, when they were kids, sometimes they were told, right? No, you can't say these words. This is a bad word. You can't say this word. Or they say, you can't hang out with this guy, this friend of yours, George. He's disgusting. You can't talk to George. Stay away from George, right? When you were a kid, this could happen, of course. But you want this when you're like 40 years old or 50? You want some bureaucrats to control this thing. They tell you, no, you can't say these words. You can't listen to these people. Maybe not. But the stupid thing here is that they make it into a human rights issue. That's what I think. We are protecting your human rights by controlling your life. So maybe Australia is not going back to being cool. I also want to talk about COVID again. No, they made a big mistake, of course. The people who took the vaccine, the big mistake, I think, was that they didn't look into it. They just trusted the authorities and media. That was the big one. They should have looked into it. And the information was definitely available very early on. Early in 2020, there was information before the vaccine came. See? It was right there. So people didn't look into it, and that was the big one. Huge mistake. But they don't seem to get a break, do they, these vaccinated people? It's just one thing after the other. See, I saw this thing. I talked about this yesterday, that maybe the needle pushed people into insanity. And this morning I read this. There are 2 studies. I'll post a link. COVID-19 vaccines linked to 63 serious central nervous system adverse events. Wow, 63 of them. They talk about, this looks like mad cow disease. They talk about neurological disruption, brain-blood barrier, or is it the other way around? Blood-brain barrier. It's inflaming and disrupting the brain-blood barrier. And the other study found that mRNA shots were linked to 86 serious neuropsychiatric disorders, including dementia, schizophrenia, suicidal and homicidal thoughts, stroke, psychosis, depression, cognitive impairment, delusions, and more. Now, these vaccinated people, very unfortunate thing. They made just one little mistake. They didn't look into it. They listened to their friends. They didn't check it. That was the mistake. If they had checked it, looked into it, they wouldn't have taken it. I'm sure. If they just honestly looked into it. Right. Very unfortunate, this thing. All right, again, I will tell you, I will not make any videos for 2 weeks, starting the day after tomorrow, Saturday. So I'll be doing something else, and I'll be back in 2 weeks. All right? Be good.